So today we are going to talk about the patterns, different patterns which one should see in the lower time frame. Patterns are very, very important. Just like any boring candle, we cannot mark. Having said that, all the boring candles are unfilled orders, but unfilled orders may be more or less. Only when there are more unfilled orders, it will give the target. If the unfilled orders are less, then we will get stopped out. Means it will hit the stop loss. So we should have a proper pattern to follow. So if you could have seen in the last class when we were just discussing about the boring candle, a brief introduction about it. How many boring candles will be there in the chart? So many, right? So many. So not every boring candle we can consider for trading. There is a certain rule on the patterns. There are certain rules on how the pattern should look like. So that is what today we are going to discuss. Okay. Now, any questions, we'll take it at the end. 10 minutes I'll give you. So now there are two patterns for buying. There are two patterns for buying and two patterns for selling. Where these patterns we should be seeing? Higher time frame or the lower time frame?
Lower time frame.
Lower. Higher time frame job is over now. We'll come back to higher time frame later. First, for now, trend and momentum analysis, higher time frame is over. Just consider that it is over. Now, whatever we are discussing today is completely on the lower time frame. Okay. So two patterns for buying and two patterns for selling. Now, the pattern is always divided into three parts. Pattern consists of three parts or three types of candles. Three types of candles. Pattern always consists of three types of candles. The first is called as leg-in candle. Leg-in candle. The second is called as boring candle, and the third part is called as leg out candle. Any pattern consists of three parts. I'm not saying three candles, okay? Three types of candles. I'm not saying three candles only it should consist of. It is three types of candles or three sets of candles. So the first is called as leg-in, the second is boring, the next is leg out. Okay. Now, however the leg out candle is, the target is going that way. Means what? If the leg out candle is red color, then what call is it? If the leg out candle is red color, then what call is it? Sell call. Always your target follows the leg out. I will draw the patterns, how they look like and all that. We'll come to that, okay? So, always the target follows the leg out. So, if the leg out candle is red candle or if the leg out is series of red candles, then it is the sell call. If the leg out is green candle or series of green candles, then it's a buy call. That is how we identify the pattern. Now, leg out always speaks about the target. Now let's discuss about first two patterns for buying. What are the two patterns for buying? The first pattern for buying is leg-in, boring, leg out. Leg in candle. This can have 2-3 green candles also. This can have 2-3 green candles also. Okay. So leg in, boring, leg out. Leg in, boring, leg out. So this is also called as what? Green. Sorry. Yeah, this is green candle. And green is also called as what? Rally.
Rally.
This is boring. This is again rally. In general term, what is rally? Something is rallying means what? It is just going up, isn't it? So market is rallying. So it is going up. Means green color candles represent the price going up, isn't it? So the green color candles are also called as rally. Rally, boring, rally. So RBR pattern is the first pattern for buying. Rally, boring, rally. We are going to use the short form, RBR. Is it in this format? First leg in is there, leg in is there. Boring, yes. Leg out, yes. Now this is the buy pattern because leg out is what? Green candle. Leg out always represent the target. So this is a buy call. This kind of a pattern wherever you see, when you mark, in future, market will come here from here, any stock, wherever you have marked, it actually comes here. It touches the boring candle, takes an entry, then give the target, which is equivalent to leg out candle. So this is something like this. We mark it. For example, today we get this kind of a pattern, okay, in the lower time frame, and we are marking it. Tomorrow, what can happen? From all the initially market can go a little up tomorrow, okay? Just consider. And it comes back. It takes an entry near the boring candle. It gives the target till the rally. So this becomes your entry. And this is your target. This is a buy call. We'll discuss about it, where exactly is the entry, how to calculate the entry and all that, okay? Just I told you that how do we mark it.
This green candle, 2 or 3 are single green candle, then boring candle, then green candle.
We'll discuss that. There is a criteria for boring candle also. There can be multiple boring candles also. Okay. The pattern should look like this. Means what? It should have a leg in, boring, and leg out. This is the order. This is the order it should be having. You can have 2-3 candles here, multiple boring candles, again here, multiple leg outs. Anything is okay. Only thing is the order what it has to follow is leg in, boring, leg out, which is nothing but here leg in is rally, boring, rally. Now what is the other? Just take a guess now, okay? Let me just check who will answer this. One pattern is over. What can be the second pattern for buying? Because we said that this is a buying pattern. So leg out should be rally only, correct? Then what is the other pattern? What should be the leg in?
At the top. Bullish.
Red candle.
Red, boring, and rally.
Sorry?
Red, boring, and red.
Exactly. Red. This is nothing but the, what do we call red as? What happens when the red candle form? Price drops. So we call it as drop. The way we call rally for the green candle, for the red candle, we call it as drop. So drop. Then
Boring.
boring, rally. And just observe, why am I writing the leg outs larger than the leg in and the boring? All this matters, okay? Now just observe, I'll tell you what is the ratio and all that. In the upcoming sessions, we're going to discuss only about the patterns. Nothing is there. Now, when you mark the entry line, then all about what we have to do is analyze the pattern, whether it is good, beautiful, excellent, or not good, average. Should we go ahead and take the risk? Or no, only if it is perfect, I'm going to take. Where is the pakka trade is there? So all that depends on the quality of the pattern. Okay, quality of the pattern. So if you observe, I have written the leg outs very bigger than the leg in and the boring. There is a reason behind it. Let's discuss that. Now first complete the patterns. So this is drop. This is boring. Yeah. Now again, leg out, if you observe in both the patterns, if you observe the leg outs are green. So these two are the bi patterns. Leg in is different. So either you can get this kind of a pattern or you can get this kind of a pattern. But it has to follow the proper order of leg in, boring, leg out. Leg in, boring, leg out. Clear? Now, who will take a guess on first pattern of selling? First tell me, for the selling, what is the leg out? What should be the leg out?
Drop.
Sorry?
Drop, ma'am.
Drop. Correct? In both the pattern of the selling patterns, leg out should be drop. Means it should be a red candle. Leg in can be, in one pattern it is green and the other pattern it is red. So, drop. Oh. Drop. Base. Drop. Leg in, boring, leg out. Drop, base, drop. So in this case, we didn't write this. I just write the short form for this. This is what? RBR. And the second pattern is DBR. And the third pattern is DBD. Drop, base, drop. Drop, base, drop. Everyone understanding? Rakesh ji?
Yes, madam.
राकेश जी समझ में आ रहा है?
बोरिंग कैंडल का समझ
DBD for selling, yeah.
Sorry?
DBD
DBD for selling. Yes. What is the leg out here? Leg out is red, no? You should always go ahead with the leg out. Leg out is, however, the leg out is. Okay.
कैसे पता चलेगा कि ये बोरिंग?
I am not able to hear. Somebody is speaking to me or?
मैम ये पता कैसे चलेगा कि ये बोरिंग कैंडल है, मतलब रैली के बाद या ड्रॉप के बाद?
बता देंगे. बोरिंग कैंडल इंडिकेटर है ना. बोरिंग कैंडल इंडिकेटर जो है वो बोरिंग कैंडल को डिटेक्ट करता है. आप उस क्लास में नहीं थे जब हमने क्रिएट किया था. We will tell that. I'll create that. Okay. बोरिंग कैंडल का एक इंडिकेटर है. जब वो अप्लाई करोगे ना, few candles will appear in blue color. What kind of candles? We will discuss that. So let's discuss the last pattern quickly now. Tell me.
Green, ma'am.
Green.
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 Green, boring.
Green. Okay, boring.
ड्रॉप.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So red color, green, rally, base, drop.
RBD.
RBD. RBR, DBR. Observe the last character. R means rally. Rally means green candle. Green is always buy. And observe here DBD, RBD. The last character is D, which is drop. So this is drop is nothing but red candle. Red is selling. So these are the 4 patterns we are going to study. Nothing apart from this. The whole discussion now revolves around these 4 patterns. Now we are going to identify the best pattern. If I identify this as a buy pattern, if it is there in the lower time frame, then I see whether the ratios of all these 3 are correct, which is what is required, and how many boring candles are there, how many leg outs are there, what is the volume. So these are the different criteria we will see. And now this is all it is. Okay, so now we will go back to the chart and try to spot some of these, okay, after putting the boring candle. So let me stop sharing and share the chart.
So first we will analyze the momentum, monthly higher time frame. Then we go for this is a lower time frame.
Yes. Say I'm just taking Axis Bank. Okay, so let's forget about the momentum and this one today for this class, because anyways, we have to come in the sequence. We will do it, but let's just do the pattern identification so that you should get used to how the pattern look like. Okay. In the lower time frame, there will not be EMA 20 and 50. The chart should be very, very clean. There is no EMA 20, 50 which should be there in the lower time frame. What should be there in the lower time frame is go to the indicators, click on boring candle. When you just type in boring, it won't come. So you have to actually type in capital B space capital C. Then only it will come. Okay. So when you type in boring candle, make it a favorite. So next time, as soon as you go here, all your favorites, whatever you have chosen, it will come. Now I am selecting boring candle. Now Rakesh, आपको दिख रहा है इधर कुछ candles blue हो गए. Now वैसा क्या criteria है कि वो blue दिख रहा है? So if you go to the settings of the boring candle, you will see the candle range is less than or equal to 50. Means what? The body of the candle should be less than or equal to 50% of the total length. Body कितना होना चाहिए? Less than or equal to 50% of the total candle का होना चाहिए. Half होना चाहिए. Half or half से कम. Body should be equal to half of the boring candle, total length of the boring candle, or less than half. Only those candles are marked here as blue candle. So if I see, blue candles are nothing but one of the red or one of the green candles only. If you see the border, this is the red candle actually. Because the boring candle condition is satisfying, it is marked in blue as soon as we apply the indicator. Similarly, this boring candle, if you see, this is actually a green boring candle. How do we know that? Let's disable this. Now this is only 2 types of candles are there. There is no third category of candle. Only after applying the indicator, some candles which are satisfying the boring candle criteria, they are coming in different color. That's all. Candles are only 2 types only. Okay, green and red.
ये कुछ भी हो सकता है ना, मतलब रेड भी ब्लू हो सकता है और ग्रीन भी ब्लू हो सकता है.
मुझे सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है राकेश, आप
मैम ये ग्रीन भी ब्लू हो सकता है और रेड भी ब्लू हो सकता है ना, दोनों कैंडल.
क्योंकि दोनों कैंडल में आपको 50% और लेस का मिल सकता है ना क्राइटेरिया. देखो यहाँ पे अगर देखोगे तो इसका विक बहुत ज्यादा है, बॉडी बहुत कम है. डेफिनेटली दिस इज लेस देन 50% ओनली. बॉडी इज लेस देन 50% ऑफ द टोटल लेंथ, इसीलिए ऐसा दिखाई दिया ये सब. अगर मैं चेंज करती हूँ, अगर मैं इसको चेंज करती हूँ कि 80% दिखाओ, Majority of them are blue. Okay, but ideally we should keep it
50.
okay. Now let's identify some of the patterns. So let's go from the first. First is which one? The buy pattern we will go for. Rally, base, rally. Rally, base, rally. When you have continuous candles, it is completely considered as leg out. Now the leg out is from this point to this point, not only one candle. Okay, so let's go to the smaller time frame. Yes, we can. It's okay, but
In the live chart, it can be visual, madam.
what Telangan?
In the live chart, it can be visible.
Yeah, it is. Okay, now rally, boring, rally. Where is the next one? Rally, boring, rally. Which is this pattern?
DBR.
DBR. Very good. Drop, base, rally. So DBR, we look for what kind of a call?
Buying call.
Exactly. Just look at the leg out, buying candle. So what happened? If I had marked this particular thing, this is the buy point. So what happened? All the way market came here. It touched this point where we are marked, and it is going towards the target. Okay. So where else is the RBR?
मैम इसमें दो बोरिंग कैंडल एक साथ नहीं आ सकते ना?
आ सकते हैं ना?
आ सकते हैं।
आ सकते हैं। वो एक मैंने दिखाया ना इधर एग्जाम्पल, कौन सा था? यहाँ पे देखो 3 है।
रैली बोरिंग
3 है, और इधर एक हमने देखा, हाँ इधर में देखा ना पहले ही, रैली 2 बोरिंग है, रैली। But yeah, of course, see, as I said, the quality of the pattern depends on number of boring candles. So number of boring candle is also one of the conditions to gauge whether quality is good or not. We don't say good or not. It is extraordinary or excellent, and it is average. I'm okay to take risk. Okay, even though it is average is that I'll take. So that is how it works. Okay, now everybody is clear. Any doubts in the identifying the RBR? No doubts. Okay. Now let's go to DBR, which is drop, boring, rally. So drop, boring, rally. Drop, boring, rally. Drop, boring, rally.
And 5.
Drop, boring, rally. Drop, boring, rally. Observe this when the market comes here. It's a very, very good zone actually, buy zone. Drop, boring, rally. We discussed just now, we saw that. Where else? Drop, boring, rally. Drop, boring, rally. So now just observe. Okay, let's not pay much attention to how much length is the leg in, how many boring candles should be there, how much length is the leg out. We will discuss when the criteria, we're going to discuss the conditions. Okay, so just observe the pattern. Whether the pattern is good or not, it's okay. There's another. Drop, boring. Clear? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, let's go to the third pattern, which is drop, base, drop, drop, boring, drop. Boring is also called as base, okay? I may be using that word also, don't get confused. It is drop, base, drop or drop, boring, drop. Both are same. DBD. 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 This is also boring candle, okay? Of course, this is a doji, no body at all. So it's definitely a boring candle. So DBD. 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 This one. Lot of are there. So this one. Which is the last? RBD. Rally, boring, drop. Green, blue, red. 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 Look at this. Green, blue, red. Okay. Green, blue, red.
Issue for 5 minutes chart.
Not 5 minutes, any lower time. Which is the 5 minutes is the lower time frame for which higher time frame?
1 week.
No.
1 day.
Only
No.
15 minutes.
Hourly.
1 hour. 1 hour.
1
ma'am.
hour. 1 hour.
Hourly candle.
जितना
then
भी
what-
नोट्स बनाओ कुछ यूज नहीं है ना.
Ma'am, I have to check the trade then. Boring candle जहाँ खत्म होगा उसके बाद ही लेना है ट्रेड.
बताएंगे.
Okay.
First, we will check the higher time frame for the momentum. Then we'll check the lower time frame for the.
Yes. Now tell me, aren't you getting a question like, okay, we did the analysis of trend and momentum. Consider both are satisfying, both are positive. I mean, the momentum is positive and, the trend is positive. The trend is uptrend, okay? Both are satisfied in higher time frame. Now I have to go to lower time frame and identify the pattern. So you start identifying the pattern. You start searching for the pattern, right? So you
Okay.
find around in this screen only, if you have to identify the buy pattern, then you will get
Buy
at
pattern.
least 5 to 7 buy patterns. Now the question is, which pattern should I buy?
RBR और DBR जो.
Correct. RBR, DBR तो ठीक है, लेकिन कहाँ पे मार्क करूँ मैं? यहाँ पे, say for example, we are discussing DBR, okay? DBR यहाँ पे एक है, okay? और DBR कहाँ था और यहाँ पे एक है, second one.
Okay, ma'am.
और थोड़ा पीछे जाएंगे तो यहाँ पे एक है. तो कौन सा मार्क करें हम? क्योंकि ट्रेड तो कल ही आना चाहिए ना. Tomorrow only trade has to come now.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we are discussing the hourly trade now, because we are on the 5 minutes as the lower time frame. तो यहाँ पे कहीं पे नीचे अगर मैं जाके मार्क करती हूँ, if I just go and somewhere mark here, there is another one. Definitely tomorrow it will not come, because right now Axis Bank is trading at what price? It is trading at 788. Do you really think it will come to 748 tomorrow? 40 points? Not at all. Isn't it?
Okay.
Further, if I go back, then there are here also. There is one pattern.
Yes.
Just simply I can't mark wherever I get the pattern.
Okay.
The most recent one.
No. No, partially correct. The most recent one, partially correct. Yes. Okay. Got it? So now we will see that. We will see that which one, where we should be identifying the pattern. So shall we do that?
Yes, ma'am.
We still have 15 minutes time. Okay. Now let me go back to the higher time frame again. So so we will keep the 5 minutes as the lower time frame. So 1 hour is the higher time frame. Let me go to 1 hour of axis. So in the higher time frame, what do we have? What are the indicators we should have?
20 and 50.
20 and 50. So let's go here. 2 moving averages we will plot. And now you guys are going to tell me, okay? 20
And 50.
is 50. Okay, right. First point, is it satisfying the condition of buy or sell, whatever? Higher momentum का higher time frame का trend and momentum दोनों satisfy हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है? You can ignore the last candle here because last candle starts from 315, so we will just ignore it. So that also no issues, but yeah, we will ignore it. So what? This is 215 to 315 is this candle.
No, ma'am. It's rate.
नहीं हो रहा है मैम.
नहीं हो रहा है.
नहीं हो रहा है. ठीक है? So we'll go to the next stock, and then we will take from this only series. ये हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है?
ये
नहीं ये भी रेड कैंडल नहीं हो रहा है.
रेड कैंडल है, मैम.
Can we take 315 when the market closes? Market closes at 315, but the settlement will happen only at 4 o'clock. So in some of the charts, this will be the last candle. In some of the chart, this is the last candle. Okay. So it's okay to consider this, no issues. All right, because I just checked here, this is UTC plus 530. The setting is correct. Otherwise, you know, sometimes what happens is whichever setting is here, the candle timings will be wrong. It shows the wrong timing. But now we have set it properly. It's Calcutta, no? What we have set it plus 530. It is correct only. So you can consider this. All right. Now, if I hover over on this, now all the conditions are satisfying for this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So let's quickly see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7th candle. Let me draw a vertical line on this, and wherever it meets the EMA 20, I'm going to draw the horizontal line. So it is coming in the which is
First quadrant.
First quadrant. And
Above
EMA 20
20
is in
EMA.
the first quadrant. EMA 20
Yes,
is greater than EMA 50, and the
Yes,
last closing candle is green candle. So
Uptrend.
Uptrend, positive.
Buy call.
Buy call. So Mahindra and Mahindra, if we go in the 5 minutes, we should get the buy call. I mean, not we should, the probability of getting the buy call is more. And we have to take the buy call, but pattern we have to find out. Now, the question is, where should I find out the pattern? So for that, the indicator what you are using is average true range. Type in average true range. It's called as ATR indicator. ATR. So why this indicator is used? What is the significance of this indicator? This indicator will tell you the volatility. Means, for example, now if I hover over on this candle, okay, what is the, one second, wait, yeah, this only will take a small candle. I wanted to show you the big candle. Okay, any candle is fine. So we will take this. So now ATR is nothing, but there is something called as TR also, true range. So what is the true range? True range is the total fluctuation of the candle from end to end. The total fluctuation of the particular candle from end to end. For example, this end to this end, which is the high, is the true range. Means it is the true range of that candle in that particular time frame. Range means what? The range where it has traveled, or the range where it has fluctuated, where it has varied in a given time frame. That's what is the range. So true range is a single candle which is making from here to here. So if I have to see the true range for this, now tell me what should be the value of the true range. What is the this value when the candle begin? 852.5 open. 852.5, correct? Understanding? 852.5. Now, where is the high of this candle? What is the value of high of this candle? 858.8. Read from here. 858.8. Okay. So, now if you deduct this from this, you will get the length of the candle. No? The length of the candle is nothing but what? 858.8 minus 852.5. So how much we will get? 6.3. I should have written ulta. This is the bigger number, but anyways, 6.3 is the difference. Now, let me just close the ATR and apply the TR indicator. What is the value TR? It is showing here. You read the value. Similar to RSI and MACD, what we read here, no? Just beside the indicator. What is it? What is it showing?
6.3.
What is the value here?
6.3.
Okay. Got the meaning of true range, how the true range is calculated?
Open and high, the difference.
End to end, wick to wick, end to end, whatever. Whether, see, open and high here in this case, but if you take this candle, it is the low and high because both sides it has wick, no? So you can consider end to end. The candle, if you take the end to end of length, is called as the true range. Here, this candle has wick on both the sides. So what is the low? 856.1. What is the high? 858.5. So 2.4 is the true range. From here to here, what is the length? I can show you this. Oh, what happened? Yeah. 2.4. 2.4. There is a scale here. You can just actually check and draw.
The true range also showing the same, no?
No. True range is different. I'll come say because to make you understand what is true range is same. If for this thing, the true range is what? 2.4. If you take a scale and draw, even that also is showing same. It's gone. It's gone. Okay. So the end-to-end length or size of the candle is nothing but 2. Now, what is this? 4.65. This is 3 point. Now, let's check the bigger one. What is this? 18 point. This is such big from here, this tip to this tip. 18 point. Okay, this is true range. Now, what is average true range? What is average true range?
Without wick.
No. How do you calculate the average for average true range for this? It is the true range which is taken from the past candles and then did the average. We are doing the average. We are averaging that. Averaging means what?
Calculate high, low, and
Yeah, exactly.
in value.
So it's like in the class, there are 30 people, 30 students, and you know, some of them have scored 35, 40, 45, a range of scoring is there. And one person has also scored 100. Now I want the average mark of that subject of this class. So what I'll do, all 30 numbers, whoever has scored, all 30 kids number I'll add and divide by 30 I do and I get the average. Similarly, the average is nothing but averaging it out. So now, how many days average we will take? See, all this is actually, if you're getting confused, don't even, get into this, okay? Just I'm trying to make you understand that how it is calculated. You shouldn't, tomorrow you shouldn't, be surprised that, okay, how 6.3 came. That's the only thing. So now let's go back to why am I closing true range? Why am I putting average? Why am I not putting together? Because in TradingView, it allows only 3 indicators at any given point of time. 2 we have already put. So one, there is a chance of only one indicator, no? So either I can put this or that. That's what I'm doing that circles, okay? Now let's go back to the average true range. So average true range is nothing but last 14 candles true range divided by 14. Why 14? Because this is the 14. Input is 14. It means that if I want to identify the ATR for this candle, then I have to take the TR of this, true range for this, like this last 14 candles divided by 14 will give me the ATR value for this candle. Again, this is too technical, okay? So even if you don't know how it is calculated, don't worry, because our focus is not this. I'm just giving you some little background about what that indicator is, that's all. It's completely, absolutely up to you whether you want to understand it in depth or not. Now we learned EMAs, right? Now what are we just doing? We are just using it for the entry, isn't it? First green candle closing above. Have we any time went back and checked, okay, what is the average of last eight candles? Nothing. Just you should have an understanding that how they're calculating that. That's why. Okay. So where did it go? ATR. Now if I hover over on this, 6.53, 6.85. See, true range for this was 6.3, but ATR for this is 7.25. Because this is telling us the average. This is actual true range of this. The big candle we saw, 18 point something, that is the true range. Average true range is only 7.6. Because it has to average out, no? Here. Last 14 candles. Okay. So now, where to enter? Which is the point to enter? Now we are getting into entry criteria. That has to be decided by the ATR. So now, today we'll discuss only buy, okay? So for the buy call, how did you know that we have to check for the buy here? We have to calculate this for buy. Now, at least by looking into trend and momentum, is it confirmed that we are going to get a buy call in Mahindra and Mahindra?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Is it too much today? Nobody is speaking. For others,
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
is it
will
too
be-
much or digesting? It's okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is.
ma'am.
It's
Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So how did I come to know that I have to do a buy here? Because my both the trend and momentum gave me the signal for buy. This is clear. Now,
Yes.
where to buy is the question. I go to lower time frame, but I don't know where to mark the buy. Because throughout the chart, there are, the patterns of RBR and DBR. But which one, which RBR or which DBR? What price? We don't know that. So that is what we are calculating. Okay. So whenever we calculate the buy call, whenever we calculate the entry, closing price of the last closed candle minus ATR will give you the proximal line. Closing price of the last closed candle minus ATR will give you the proximal line. Proximal line is nothing but the entry line. Okay. So why do we call it as proximal? I'll come to that. Now first calculate this. Okay. So closing price of the last closed candle. Closing price of anyways, we are noting down the last closed candle for the trend and momentum analysis. So what is the closing price of the last closing candle? 858. Okay, it is 858. What is the ATR for this? What is the ATR? 6.53. How much? 858, 851.5. $851.5. So now remember this number, 851.5. This is the proximal line or entry line. This is the entry price. So now we are going to go in the 5 minutes time frame. Why 5 minutes? Why 5 minutes?
Lower time frame to be used for entry.
Great. Okay. Lower time frame for 1 hour is 5 minutes. So I'm going
5
in
minutes, yes.
Now boring candle we don't have, so I have to just close these two and apply the boring candle. So generally how we do is one window we will open it for only the higher time frame analysis, and the second window we will open it for the lower time frame analysis. Now it is still loading. I don't know why it is not coming. So I'm just doing it in the same. I'll tell you going forward how to do that. It is very, very quick actually. So what was the value? We got 851.5. So where is 851.5? So 851.5 is here. So let me draw horizontal line. 851. Can you see any boring candle near to this line? Can you see
Yes, ma'am.
boring candles near
Lower.
to this proximal line? So why do we call it as proximal? Can you spot any boring candle near the proximity of this line? That's why we call it as proximal line. I did not call directly it as an entry point. I called it as proximal line because
Proximal.
we have to identify the unfilled order near to proximity of this or near the vicinity of this. Nearby. इसके नजदीक हमें ढूंढना है. अगर इसके ऊपर ही आ गया तो बहुत अच्छा है. अगर ये लाइन बिल्कुल बोरिंग कैंडल के ऊपर ही आता तो बहुत ही अच्छा है. अदरवाइज वी हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई नजदीक जो क्लोज में है उसको हमें आइडेंटिफाई करना पड़ेगा. So do you find this? Yes, it is there. Now pattern कौन कौन सा है बाई में? बाई के लिए कौन कौन सा पैटर्न है?
RBR or DBR?
Is there any pattern which is satisfying here?
RBR.
RBR.
Exactly. RBR is satisfying.
Yes, ma'am.
R, B.
BR.
Now this is the entry. Detail में हम discuss करेंगे because I just have to tell you what is proximal line. So I have to just show you this. So let's just draw another horizontal line, which I will make it as a green color because for the entry, and I will make it little thicker. Okay, but now tell me, how many of you will take this trade? Now we got that 851.3 is the entry or 5 is the entry. So tomorrow market will come here, take an entry, whatever, because there are powerful unfilled orders. We also got the exact point where we should be looking at the pattern. So that was 851.5. When we went into the lower time frame, there was a proper pattern near the proximal line. There were unfilled orders. All this is satisfied, correct? Now, can I mark buy call for tomorrow? Means, abhi market to close hai. This is close market. Can I place an order for Mahindra and Mahindra at an entry of 851.5? Can I do that or not?
ब्रैकेट ऑर्डर से करना है मैम.
हाँ, ब्रैकेट ऑर्डर ही हमें लगाना है, ठीक है. आफ्टर मार्केट एएमओ लगाना है, ब्रैकेट ऑर्डर लगाना है, वो तो ठीक है, लेकिन करना है कि नहीं?
Sorry, I missed this one. The calculation we did no AVR.
I will come back to the calculation. We will again do it. I'll repeat it. But now the question is, having the entry as 851.5 or near the proximity of this, we have to identify the unfilled order. We identify the unfilled order. Once we get the unfilled order, we are looking for the pattern, whether it is following the proper pattern. Yes, RBR is one of the best buy pattern. We also saw that. Now the question is, can I go ahead and take this trade or mark this trade for tomorrow?
It is far from current price, ma'am. It is much away from current price.
It is marked, sorry.
5 minutes time frame, no?
5 minutes only, right? Lower time frame only we have to take the trade, right? Trades should be taken in the lower time frame. Can you just check after the formation of this pattern what happened in the market? Just give it a glance.
Completely up.
No.
It's hitting that base, I mean the baseline or the
Sorry?
boring candle area.
Sorry, Jairaj, come again.
It's coming back to the boring candle area.
It has already come back and given the target also.
Yes.
As soon as the pattern is found, the market has already came here. It took an entry also, then it has reached the target also. Now, once the boring candles, once the unfilled orders are filled, we will not mark this because we don't know next time when it comes, again, will it give the target or it will hit the stop loss? Why? Because we don't have an access to see how many boring candles were there. If I had an access to see how many boring candles were there, for example, consider I had 10 lakhs boring candle, which is a very, very good quantity, huge order quantity. Now I'm 100% sure that next time when it comes, inside of filling the 10 lakh, definitely it will again go up because 10 lakhs is a huge order quantity. Now, what exactly that is what happened? It came here, it touched the boring candle means what? It is filled the boring candle and then went up. But we don't have, again, at this point, we don't have an access to see out of 10 lakhs, how many got filled and how many are pending. Maybe all 10 lakhs are filled, or maybe only 2 lakhs are filled, or 50-50 are filled. We don't know that. Unfortunately, we don't have a indicator to tell that to us. Only boring candle indicator can say that there are unfilled orders, but how many? No. So second time also, if it has to come and it has to give, I'm not sure about it because unless I'm quite sure about it, I will not. So only when it is the fresh part, only when it is a fresh zone, I'm going to take the call. This is not the fresh, this is already tested, means already it has touched and given the target. So it is the used zone. This zone is already used once. So I will not mark it. This is one of the first primary criteria for analyzing the pattern has to be fresh. Zone has to be fresh. Fresh means what? Fresh means the market shouldn't have come here and it has, it should be, if this was not there, then easily we could have taken for tomorrow. Tomorrow there was this call in Mahindra and Mahindra. So what might have happened tomorrow? Wherever the market opens, it used to come here. I mean, it comes here and it takes the entry and then gives the target. That is what is the expectation and that is how it happens. But because it is already touched zone or tested zone or already run, it's already happened. Today only at 11:25, as soon as the pattern is, we got the pattern at what time? 10:20. Rally, boring rally, complete pattern was visible only at 10:20. So 11:25 or 11:15, candle came, the price came, touched it, gave a target also. So this is tested. It's like in Hindi we say, इसकी शादी हो चुकी है और नहीं हो सकता. Second marriage not allowed. Okay. All right. I know it's a very bad example, but you get the point is whatever I'm trying to convey, you got that?
Yes.
लड़की की शादी हो चुकी है, दूसरी बार नहीं होगा. She's engaged or she's committed, whatever you call it, or he, anyways. Okay. So it is already tested. It is already touched. Zone is already run. Unfilled orders are already filled. We don't know how many of them have filled. So we will not take any chance. Next time also it has come here. It has come, it has touched this and given the target. Why? Because here, if you see in the lower time frame, there will be a boring candle. Can you see there is a boring candle here? So what is the boring candle? There is unfilled order. So that's why this reaction. So what is the two lower time frames for 1 hour? 3 or 5 minutes. I don't know how many of you have noted it down.
Yes, ma'am. 3
Go
or
back
5
and
minutes.
see the recording. 3 or 5 minutes. Why do we say 3
Yes,
and
yes.
5 minutes? Where am I now? 3 minutes. So inside of filling this, when the market came here, it left a few more unfilled orders. Then again to fill that, again it came. Gave it.
Okay.
So you're understanding the unfilled concept? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So for today, we'll just we'll stop here. Okay, otherwise it's too much. And yeah, Prince, you asked one question. What is that? You did not understand the calculation. So we'll go back to the calculation. Let me disable the boring candle. And anything there. Okay. So this is the higher time frame, 1 hour. Now, 1 hour, what do? We have to do the trend and momentum analysis. So we did the trend and momentum analysis, both gave positive and uptrend. So only we went ahead and said that it is eligible for Mahindra, and Mahindra is eligible for buy call. Now we have to identify the buy pattern in the lower time frame. Before even going there, we should first calculate where is the buy, where we should identify the pattern. Now for that, what did we do? In the higher time frame itself, closing price of the last closed candle. Closing price of the last closed candle. What is the closing price, Prince?
858.
Okay. Okay. That's why OHLC data is very, very important. Okay. So you can easily read the numbers from here rather than, marking and then reading from here. So 858. Now what is the ATR?
ATR is 6.53.
53. So now you got to deduct the ATR from the last candle closing price. So 858 minus 6.53. What is the value? 851.5. So go to lower time frame, draw horizontal line, draw the horizontal line on 851.5 and try to see, are there any are there any unfilled orders near the proximity of that line? That's why that line is called as proximal line.
Proximal line.
इतना फास्ट हम जाएंगे तो जल्दी खत्म हो जाएगा कोर्स. 8 to 9 classes course will be over.
ठीक है ना मैम, रिवीजन होते रहेंगे.
We do live practice.
Live. Okay. Got that. So this is what we'll do. Now already 15 minutes more have taken. Otherwise, generally what do we do is we will plot some of these zones for tomorrow and we can take it. You can go ahead and take it. That's why I said there is no need of paper trading here. Directly you can start trading from the small amount. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. So go through the recording and let's meet on Wednesday. We'll discuss stop loss, target, all that on Wednesday. And couple of zones also will mark for the next day.
So we mark the proximal line. Then we'll check for the criteria.
You will mark the proximal line, and near the proximity of that line, you will try to identify the boarding candles. Only unfilled orders are there, have to be there, right? For the
Yeah,
market to come, isn't it? So yes, here we had them. And then what do? We will try to see whether the pattern is matching or not.
Okay.
Now, boring candles we identified. Now either RBR or DBR, one of these pattern has to be matching. Now we have gotten the perfect pattern of RBR.
Yeah, we got the pattern, but she
But
said
yeah, of
that
course, we could not take this trade because it is already today at 11.
Happened. Already.
Today morning, if you are in the market, then this was the beautiful trade. Same thing. But you will get, I mean, they see there are so many. I haven't added actually. I did not get time to add. I just added these many. You can just add all the stocks and scan through them. I'll tell you how to pick up some top 20 stocks. Now, why do you see that group activity is important here? Now, these many stocks, one person cannot, analyze, isn't it? I mean, initially, when you're learning very slowly, then it is not possible. Okay, I can scan these stocks in 15 minutes. For you, you have to draw that 7 candle and all that, no? Because practice is not there. So if you are working in a group, then you are 7 or 8 people now, yes. So you can divide these number of stocks into say 10 stocks, and one person takes only 10 stocks and analyzes only those 10. And if there is any potential zone, he will pick it. Okay. That's why for the advanced course, the group activity is very, very important. So whenever the class is not there, Saturday or Sunday, because anyways, this has to be marked in the closed market hours. So there is no problem. When do you meet? There is no time problem. So Saturday, Sunday, take out some half an hour of time. You guys come along and then, try to divide the number of stocks and start marking. It's a very, very good activity. That is how you will learn. Okay, all right. Any questions?
मैम निफ्टी बैंक निफ्टी में भी ये काम करेगा?
हाँ बिल्कुल.
Okay.
मुझे चेक करके आप मार्क करके भेज दो एक जोन निफ्टी 50 और निफ्टी बैंक में, देखते हैं अगर है तो.
Okay.
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 All right. So
Okay.
I'm closing the session. Bye bye. Good night.
Thank you. Good night, ma'am.
Good night.